Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is, let's say Friday. Yeah, Friday, October 4th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. It is I, your host, upset that I am not the main event, Jeremy Pearson. Today's show, Bad Blood 2024. The pay-per-view is back for the first time in 20 years. Wow. But we're going to take a look at today's show. Look at the pay-per-view predictions, all of that good jazz. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, Bad Blood is back. It is an event known for its brutality, known for honestly one specific thing, and that would be the Hell in the Cell match. You got to remember, so there have been, minus this one, 3 Bad Bloods, with the original being in 1997, October 5th. That was the first one in your house, and we know how that event went. That was the first ever Hell in a Cell match with the debut of Kane, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Absolutely an iconic event, an iconic moment. And then there were 2 Bad Bloods in 03 and 04. Both were Raw exclusive pay-per-views. They both featured Hell in a Cell matches. Then I believe following Bad Blood, the event became Hell in a Cell. I think it became the Hell in a Cell event for the longest of times. And at one point it was Great Balls of Fire. But here we are with Bad Blood back, taking place in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena. And let's go take a look at the last Bad Blood, which went down in 2004. So it's been 20 years since Bad Blood. And let's take a look at that card. So we had a pre-show match with Batista defeating Maven. I don't think Batista was himself just yet, because if you look at the rest of the card, he's like, okay, I can see why Batista was on the pre-show. But the opening contest was Chris Benoit and Edge defeating the team of La Resistance. This was for the World Tag Team Championship. Benoit and Edge won by DQ, so La Resistance left as the champions. Then we had Chris Jericho defeating Tyson Tomko, who had Trish Stratus with him. Weird. I don't even remember this storyline. Don't even remember why Trish was with Tomko. I remember seeing them together. Don't remember why they were together. Then we had Randy Orton versus Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship, with Randy Orton retaining. This is one of the best matches in the history of Bad Blood. Just go on and check it out. Then we had Trish Stratus with Tyson Tomko defeating Victoria, Lita, and Gail Kim in a Fatal 4-Way match to win the WWE Women's Championship. Victoria was the champion in this match, and you know it was a product of the times because this match only went 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Then we had Eugene defeating Jonathan Coachman. We had Chris Benoit defeating Kane to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and the main event was the Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Triple H won that one. This match went 47 minutes and 26 seconds. That's crazy. But here we are with Bad Blood 2024, and we open up with 5 matches. We got 5 matches on the card, and once again the WWE has done something I just generally dislike. You have this giant roster, and you can only somehow, some way get 5 matches on the card. That is disrespectful to your entire roster. You're expecting us, the fans, to shell out all of this money for a 5-match card. You can get away with it with NXT, and even the last NXT event was No Mercy that had 6 matches. So the last main roster pay-per-view was Bash in Berlin that had 5 matches. Before Bash in Berlin, we had SummerSlam that had, get to the results, that had 7 matches. Before SummerSlam, we had NXT Heatwave that had 6 matches. Before that, we had Money in the Bank that had 5 matches. This is getting honestly absurd at this point, and the WWE can't keep getting away with this. You just can't. You have a healthy roster, right? And we're looking at these matches on this card, and there's only 2 championship matches. So neither one of the tag team titles are on the line because you decided to have that match 2 weeks ago. You didn't have that match on SmackDown. Neither of the mid-card championships are on the line. The women's tag team titles aren't on the line. And neither of the world championships are on the line. And you expect fans to be happy with this. A 5-match card over and over and over and over again. It is absolutely insane. They can't keep getting away with it. All right, I'm off my high horse. Let's start off with the WWE Women's Championship, as Nia Jax will be defending against Bayley. And Nia has been on a roll since coming back. Outside of that one bump of losing to Rhea Ripley earlier in the year, she won Queen of the Ring. She defeated Bayley to become the new women's champion, and she's been good. She's aligned herself with Tiffany Stratton to a lesser extent, Pretty Deadly, and she was looking for a way to get rid of Bayley and Naomi, who at this point were her 2 biggest challengers, right? So it ended up being Bayley and Naomi versus Tiffany and Nia, with whoever got the pinfall in the match between Bayley and Naomi would get the championship match, but whoever got pinned or submitted would be shipped off to Raw. So to stop the women from not tagging in, it became a tornado tag match, and in the end, Bayley and Naomi both pinned Nia, which we very much expected to happen. And then Bayley and Naomi had a match on SmackDown last week, which was a very, very good match, which Bayley ultimately won, becoming the number 1 contender. And I really didn't think Naomi had a chance of facing Nia, but Bayley is here. She's Bayley. She's one of the GOATs. She is reliable. She is dependable. She will give you her all each and every night. And Nia, give her credit. She has been awesome since coming back. She's put on some amazing matches. Her character has been great. So the question is, will Nia lose? Before I answer that question, there's a caveat here. Nia is aligned with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is the current Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Nia threatened Tiffany this past week on SmackDown. Threatened her and said, yo, why couldn't we get it done last week? Now this is a problem. You better get this together. As Nia left, Tiffany had this look on her face. She was not happy about that. It is an inevitability that Tiffany Stratton will become women's champion. Not a matter of if, but when. So the question is always, with Money in the Bank, will the holder come and steal the championship? I expect Bayley, I expect Nia to put on a fantastic, fantastic match. I also expect Nia to win. There are just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I expect Nia to win, and I don't think Tiffany Stratton is cashing in just yet. There might be a tease, but she's not cashing in. So take Nia Jax to leave as your women's champion. Then we have, coming up after that, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. And this is a continuation of the Judgment Day feud. You know what I mean? So how is this one breaking down? Former Judgment Day teammates will finally go one-on-one, right? And this could also be a Hell in a Cell match, but don't devalue that match. The Judgment Day were very, very successful, capturing the Raw, SmackDown Tag Team titles twice, cementing themselves as a force. But then the group imploded at SummerSlam when Dirty Dom turned on Rhea, during her championship match against Liv, and then Balor cost Damian Priest the world title against Gunther. Since then, Rhea and Damian have been itching to get their hands on their opponents for payback. Now, Finn believes Damian did this to himself because, and he makes a great point, Finn Balor should be world champion. Finn Balor had a match at SummerSlam of 2023 against Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest messed up, and Finn should be world champion. But Finn never showed that he was angry on the surface. He just waited and he bided his time, and he ultimately cost Damian Priest his World Heavyweight Championship. Priest is just angry, like, yo, you couldn't just talk this out with me. As a man, we could have handled this. We're supposed to be family, we're supposed to be boys, and here you are costing me what I worked so hard for. So, this, honestly, I think this might be the best wrestling match on the card. And that's not saying, everybody else are slouches here. It's just, I really, really expect this match to be ratcheted up by all that history that these two have, being a part of the Judgment Day, with the championships that were on the line and all that history that's there. Can Damian Priest afford to lose this match? Because here's the thing. I don't think both Damian and Rhea are walking out winners, right? I think Damian Priest loses here and Finn wins here. The Judgment Day need to be cemented. They just need to be on top just a little bit more. And speaking of the Judgment Day still being on top, the Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio, with Dirty Dom hanging above the ring in a shark cage. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Liv did nothing wrong. As much as we all love Rhea Ripley, Rhea was a bully. She was a bad guy. She was hurting the women. And honestly, she got what was coming to her. She just did. Liv promised to get revenge on everyone that offended her, that hurt her. She got Rhea out here with an injury. She took the women's championship from Becky. She then took Rhea's boyfriend and beat her. So Liv has promised and kept those promises. Now, Dirty Dom is where this all gets convoluted because he's just a dumbass, but I love it. And yes, he actually been involved in all of the Women's World Championship matches, from Liv versus Becky at King and Queen of the Ring to the SummerSlam match. And ultimately, he left Rhea for Liv. So now Rhea, along with her fellow Terror twin Damian Priest, are looking for revenge on who offended them. Dom being above the shark cage means nothing because at some point he will get out of the shark cage. And they're telling us that he's claustrophobic. They never really built on that. Like, we know R-Truth is afraid of heights with ladders. It's in the story. This is going to be interesting because, just like I said, Damian Priest is probably losing because the Judgment Day can stay dominant. I think Rhea Ripley's losing as well, so the Judgment Day can stay dominant. Liv Morgan has been at the top of her game as champion, and she just needs another solid win over Rhea to just solidify that ring. So take Liv Morgan to win. And then we have the match that's probably going to be the main event, that should not be the main event, but it is Cody Rhodes teaming up with Roman Reigns, to take on Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. I am upset that the World Championship is not on the line here, the WWE Championship, and there was that big grandstanding of Roman giving Cody his word that he's got his back for this match. Solo's a new tribal chief. Roman may not like it. Roman ain't got no lay. He doesn't have his championship, which Cody took from him. He has no bloodline. Roman is a man with nothing, and he has to rely on a guy he's tormented for 2 years. Now, mind you, Roman shouldn't be cheered either. He's been a dick for 4 years and has not apologized for anything. Not Jay, not Jimmy, and now the wise man is gone. Whereas Solo and Jacob have pretty much been dominated alongside Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Now, yes, Solo has lost 2 championship matches because they just weren't going to put the championship on, even though I thought he should have won at SummerSlam. But this is ultimately the Jacob Fatu show. Roman and Cody are not winning this match. I'm sorry. Cody, for some reason, can't get past the bloodline unless it's just Solo, and we need to build up Jacob Fatu. This guy is the truth. He's the star. 2 matches are ready right there. Jacob versus Cody, Jacob versus Roman. Inject it into my veins. Give it all to me. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, they're going to be there. The question is, will the wise men be there? Maybe will Jimmy return? But I understand why this would be the main event. I just don't think it should be the main event. But take the bloodline to win here and Jacob Fatu to put his thing down. And lastly, we have Hell in a Cell. Yep, Hell in a Cell. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. I very much believe this match should be the main event. Bad Blood is known for its Hell in a Cell matches. It's known for its brutality, and yet this match will probably not be the main event. So once again, CM Punk is playing second fiddle to the top stars. But this will be the end of the feud between Punk and Drew. Now, Punk got injured at the Rumble. Drew said he prayed for this and mercilessly mocked Punk. I'm Team Drew. I'm just letting you know that. Punk retaliated, costing Drew the world title at WrestleMania. And then McIntyre got revenge by beating the holy hell out of Punk. And then he quit, right? Because he was not in the wrong for quitting. The WWE chose not to punish Punk. And everything Drew has been saying has been true. Now people want to say, well, Drew, you haven't, given Punk a chance. He doesn't need to give Punk a chance. And then he took something that belonged to Punk that felt very, very real to him and had a connection to him. That was his bracelet with his wife's name and his dog's name on it. Again, I'm Team Drew. I'm letting you know where I'm leaning right now. I am biased. Drew went on to win Money in the Bank, and guess what? Punk cost him that as well. So this is it. Then we had a strap match, which Punk won. Whatever. Drew said he was not done. You think he was going to win by beating me in a strap match? So here we are, Hell in a Cell. This is it. And we haven't had the match. Let me see something. We haven't had the match in... When's the last Hell in a Cell match? We had one last year. Okay. So we only had one last year. We've had 1, 2... Oh my God, we had 3. Oh my God, we had 4... We have 4 Hell in a Cell matches in 2021. Now, yes, that was during the pandemic. I get it. 4 Hell in a Cell matches. But it feels like this is a big deal once again with the Hell in a Cell match. This feud has to end. And the question is, where do they pivot? Because do you pivot back to Seth versus Punk? Do you pivot to Drew? How does that work out? This is going to be very, very good. It's going to be intense. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be bloody. It's got to be bloody. The name of the event is called Bad Blood. Punk can't win here. I understand it's a big name, but he can't win. This is all about Drew. Drew has to come out of this on the better side. He's got to come out here as the star. Plain and simple. For that matter, I'm taking Drew McIntyre to defeat CM Punk in the Hell in a Cell match. So once again, let's go over the results, who I think will win. Nia retains against Bayley. Finn defeats Damian Priest. Liv defeats Rhea. Solo and Jacob defeats Roman and Solo. And Drew McIntyre beats Punk. Wait a minute, did I just... I think I just picked all the heels to win. You know what? I'm going to ride out with it. All the heels are winning. All of the bad guys are winning. But if any face will win, it'll either be Rhea or Roman and Cody. But that's our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Check out the screen right now. Coming up, we've got So Let's Talk About It. We've got another show. We've got some lists. We got a bunch of stuff going down on the channel. Don't forget to check out the 31 Days of Halloween on the Instagram page. Check out the socials as well. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. And, of course, the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Anna J, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Gigi Dolan, Isla Dawn, and Bayley. Holla at your boy. Peace.